Hey everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row.
I'm Elijah.
And today we are going to tackle our fall, I don't want to call it fall cleanup because we're actually readying the beds for next spring. And there's things that people don't think about with their beds. Like one of them, in the fall, you're always going to want to put down azomite and remineralize your soil. Maybe you use other things. We're gonna be putting down azomite and triple phosphate. In the spring, we will probably put down some other amendments. And of course, when we plant, you know, we use different organic fertilizers and things like that. But during the fall, the cleanup, we have actually let it go way too long. I'm sort of worried about how many seed heads are over there. We've got tons of like broom corn and weeds that are growing up in here because we essentially just let this bed go. Our tomato cage, we didn't let it go, but it's getting all the seeds from the bed we let go.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's really bad. So we are going to, Elijah's gonna go in and he is going to weed whack all of this, and then I'm gonna come behind him and I'm going to rake up what we can, put in a wheelbarrow, and we're gonna try to burn those weed seeds if we can, if it's not all falling into our soil. But this is why you don't let your beds go like we did. Yeah.
Big mistake.
But, yeah, huge mistake. And if we decide that we are going to plant corn over in the far part of this bed, then we're also going to lime it. So we're actually going to do this video over a few days because this bed is humongous and we have a double, it's doubled now. So not only is it huge, but then we have doubled that size. So this will take us a few days. We are also going to try to locate wood chips. We are in chipdrop.com if you're looking for wood chips to do back to Eden or lasagna gardening or no-till or anything like that. But we haven't had a chip drop, so we're trying to locate chips now. Wood chips. We're trying to locate wood chips now. And so we'll be doing that as well if we can locate them before we get this video out. So, but for right now, it's Elijah and I. Over the next couple of days, you'll probably in the videos also see Christopher and my little ones and maybe Chris on his day off. So, but we're gonna try to tackle as much as we can. It's late afternoon, so I'm not sure how much we'll get done today, but just showing you our process that we go through and the amendments that we put on. So let's go get started. Okay, so as Elijah and I were doing that just now, we realized that this is actually a lot thicker than what we were thinking it is. It's actually growing a lot of grasses in here too. So we're going to, Elijah is getting the pitchfork and he's moving out the tall stuff. But what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to enlist some help from the other people in our household and come out here, and we're actually gonna have to physically pull a lot of this out. Not all of it, but and we're gonna put down tarps to kill the grasses. So this is going to be the next step. We're going to pull what we can and start tarping in sections so that once all of that grass is dead, then we can put in our fertilizer, or not fertilizers, but the azomite and the triple phosphate, and then we can lay down our wood chips. So we're going to go ahead and start working on that as well. I was gonna try to do this out in the garden where we were actually working, but we are getting crazy fall winds. So there's no way you'd be able to hear me if I stood out there. We're gonna have to wait to do everything that we were gonna do there because we're waiting for our wood chips. So we're getting a delivery of wood chips. We know a really nice guy who is, my kids are jogging, they're jogging Maggie around our track. That's why I keep looking over. But we know a really nice man who runs a firewood business, and so he has lots and lots of wood chips. It's not just firewood, he is also a tree trimming arborist, and so he has lots and lots of wood chips, and so we try to get some from him every year. If not, we're also this week scheduling to go do leaves in the city. We'll take you along for that, and we're gonna scoop those up, and if we can, we might run them over with our lawnmower just to get them a little finer. But if you can't do that, you can cover your garden as well in leaf, or whatever you actually have in your area is probably best suited for your soil. So I just wanted to put something out to remind people. I know that there's a lot of debate about whether to clean up in your gardens in the spring or fall. But the reason why I try to do it, I don't always get to it, but I try to do it in the fall, is so that I can actually give the soil some nutrients back. So we definitely always try to do the azomite in the fall. And I like to have the wood chips here so that the azomite doesn't fly away. I mean, it mostly wouldn't, but it is a micronized powder. So I try to be careful, and I want to like make sure that everything that we put in that garden is not flying away to somewhere else. So we're gonna go ahead and wait on those wood chips, but I want to encourage you to get to fall cleanup. Sometimes I need encouragement to get to fall cleanup, but get to fall cleanup so that you can, right now is actually the time that you probably want to put gypsum in your soil. Some people will go ahead and till it. Some people don't, but they'll just put it on top and like give it a light rake in. But now would be a good time to do that as well. If you have any kind of amendments that need to go in, I would put them in now. Now, some of the things like triple phosphate and things like that, I do wait for spring. And my thinking is, so azomite is made from rock. That is not going anywhere. And so, but some things can kind of leach as it rains and snows over the winter, and it can start to leach. Maybe it leaches out, maybe it leaches down. But you don't really have that big issue with azomite. But some of the things like I put triple phosphate in our garlic beds, but I did that because we're actually planting the garlic. So if you just have an empty bed that's gonna sit there all winter, so if you have clay soil and you don't want clay soil anymore, go ahead and put your gypsum in. I follow the manufacturer's recommendations for how much per square foot and all that, but gypsum definitely works. I have never had to use it here, but I know people who have used it. I'm actually looking in the screen. If you can see behind me, look at that beautiful bed of greens. Isn't that so cool? And it's like mid-November. That's so awesome. But so, sorry, I digress. I just wanna give you encouragement that, you know, some things we can alleviate off of ourselves in this from the springtime. So if you have the time, I mean, who has the time? But if you are missing the garden, or you would like something to do, I would get in your gardens and start amending your soils or covering your soils. It's always better to have them covered. Worms are more likely to be where you cover. and we all know that worms do wonderful things to the soil. So I just wanted to update you and let you know we were trying to stretch this out as far as we could to see if we could get our wood chips in so that we could finish up this video, but that's not gonna happen right now. I'll just keep you guys updated, and remember, if we can take care of our fall beds, anybody can. Thanks. Bye. Look at all the hair Maggie just put on me. She won't let me leave. Watch. I'll put my hand off of her. Watch. Oh gosh, it's so funny. Here, I'm gonna do it again. Let me give her a second. Now watch. I'm gonna try and clean this hair off of me. She won't let me. Watch. Oh, I don't even know if you can see that. Oh, that's too funny.